Okay, starting off this video with ranking every Cuphead charm. The after to ranking every Cuphead weapon. You may think weapons are more important, but I say not truly. Charms are equally as important in the game. I mean, think about your life playing the original game without Smoke Bomb. You couldn't do it. Anyways, starting off at number 11 is, of course, the Cursed Relic. I actually put this below the Broken Relic for one reason. Use. You never want to use it. Effect. I give it a 2 because the idea of getting all these effects, even though none of them basically work at the beginning because it sucks, but getting every weapon is a neat factor, and practicality once again won, but I should have actually maybe put the effect like one higher because the end broken relic isn't the worst thing in the world. But I did place it slightly lower than the broken relic. The broken relic does nothing, which is why the use factor is 1, the effect is 1, because the effect is nothing, and the use, you would never want to use it. Practicality, it could be used on some bosses. You may want to use it on some bosses, so that's why I gave it a 2 for practicality. Boom. At number 9 is Twin Heart. You may be wondering, why is this above Heart, the normal one, or below Heart? And the reason is because I don't like the fact that you lose 10% of your damage. With Heart, I know you lose 5%, but that's still better than 10%. I would rather have 4 lives and more damage than 5 lives and less damage. But the use factor, I use it sometimes on levels, like especially if I'm trying to do a no DLC run, I sometimes use it on plane levels. Effect, again, it's a 4. If it's 2 extra lives, that's pretty helpful. But my biggest problem is that you lose damage. So that's why I went down from what would be like a 7 to a 4. Practicality, you can use it on a lot of levels and it'll be pretty useful. So I gave it a 13 out of 30. Number 8 is a Whetstone. Whetstone is weird. I think it has a good effect on paper. This could have been a 10 out of 10, one of the best charms in the game, if it was every parry, you can parry anything, anytime, and it'll deal damage. Now, that is broken, like really, really broken, but it would have made an excellent charm. Which is why the effect isn't like 10, because it would be a 10 out of 10 effect if it were for the fact that you have to jump then parry. Which is why it's kind of a 10 out of 10, or at least 9 out of 10 effect on plane levels where you can infinitely parry. It's very neat. But my use factor is only sometimes, because only some bosses are pretty good at it, like Root Pack, Beppy the Clown, the the mouse and cat. Some of those guys, those are the only ones where it's really usable. And then some of them, like Briny Beard, it's literally impossible to use. So yeah, and that's why the practicality is also 4. But at number 7 is Normal Heart. Like I said, I think that the reason why I like it is that why? Oh yeah, because I get more damage than normal Twin Heart. Now, I should have put the use at 1, admittedly so, that's my fault. Because Miss Chalice literally gives you an extra heart and more effects. So why would you ever use heart? And Heart Ring exists, and Divine Relic gives you more lives. So the answer of why would you ever use heart, the answer is you shouldn't use heart. Although I do find it weird that I'm pretty sure every single DLC charm was life oriented. It just gave you more lives. That's a little weird. Anyways, the effect is still pretty darn good, and the practicality, you can use it on a lot of levels. So I gave it 7. Whoop. Let's switch. Number 6 is pea sugar. Pea sugar, I use as 3. If this was me before I 300% Cuphead, it would probably be up at like 7, and this would maybe be a spot or 2 higher. But the reason why I put pea sugar at use of 3 is because once you get good at the game, you shouldn't really need to use pea sugar. Unless if it's like Phantom Express or he's slipping my name, Captain Briny Beard, you really don't need to use pea sugar. But its effect is great. You will almost never not want to use it. I mean, like, the other ones, they all had a downside. Like, Heart lost damage, Twin Heart lost damage, Whetstone, situational, and of course, Broken Relic and Curse Relic don't need an explanation for why it's bad. But this one, there's really no downside. It's just once you get good at the game, the effect isn't the best. I gave it a really high practicality because other than plain levels, you can use it on every level and it'll be really good. Anyways, number 5 is coffee. Coffee is just if you're more skilled, use coffee because the use. I use it on plain levels and you can use it a lot. And effect is 8 because it's a pretty good effect to give extra super passively and it'll really ramp up if you're doing a lot of damage. Practicality is also pretty good because it's practical on almost every level. Now, I did give it the same score as Pea Sugar because I don't think it's that much better. Uh, in some categories, I actually think it's worse. But, whoop, okay, yeah. Top 4 is two of them are pretty divisive, and then the last, honestly, the fourth and third I feel like will be divisive, and then second and first I feel like will be divisive. Number 4 is Heartbreak. Now, here's the thing. The use is great. You can use it on a lot of levels. Now, some levels where it's hard to get parries is Cuphead. For example, I think Grim Matchstick and partly Rumor Honey Bottoms, those ones where you have to maneuver through platforms, those are quite hard to get parries, as often when you jump up, you just jump into the platform and then you can't parry. So for levels like that, that's where Heart Ring is kind of out of use, but it's amazing on playing levels. Arguably the second best charm for that. Effect is a 9. An upwards of 6 lives for your parry is great. The only reason why it's not a 10, and there's two reasons, is because there's better effects on the list, and B, each parry, even like the 2, 4, and 5, those parries that don't even give you lives, you don't get super cards, which is why it can't be a 10 in my opinion. And then practicality, you can use it on almost every level, other than, of course, the ones where I mentioned, Grim and Rumor, where I think it's a bit flawed to use. Anyways, number 3, Smoke Bomb. Comes out to the same rating of 26 because I think if you're better at the game, like where you are like a master at parrying, true utter master, where even on those levels you can get your parries very easily. That is when I believe if you're at that skill level, Heart Ring is definitely better than Smoke Bomb. But Smoke Bomb is better for I feel like newer players. The use. I should have probably given it 10 out of 10, but the reason if this was the base game, this is the best chart in the base game, it would be a 10 out of 10 if you're using only base game. You can use it on every level, but I don't use it on every level because some DLC weapons beat out. The effect is a 9. It's really cool to have this sort of invincibility for like a split second and dodging projectiles. It's great. But practicality only a 9 because I never find myself really using it that much on plane levels. It's not really the best thing. I guess on Hildeberg it's pretty good, but other than that, it's just okay. Which is why I don't find myself giving it a higher score on practicality. But yeah, Smoke Bomb is a very, very good attack. But the problem is the next one has Smoke Bomb, Whetstone, Coffee, and Heart Ring. Yes, Divine Relic. A lot of people will put in first because use. Of course, you can use it on every level. It would be great. In effect, it's the best effect in the game. It would be an 11 out of 10 if the weapon swapping wasn't a thing. If it was unlike the Curse Relic, where you don't get to choose the weapons, if you could toggle through every weapon in the game, this would easily be my number 1, I would say. Or at least, yeah, it would be my number 1, especially with how good it is on playing levels. And I gave it practicality because I don't think it's always the best one. But honestly, that could have been a 10 out of 10. But overall, actually, use probably should have been a 9. Practicality probably should have been a 10. But it comes out to the same score. Anyways, yeah, the effect, my only problem with it that puts next one ahead of it is the fact that I don't like how you can toggle your weapon. Actually, that's why I give a practicality of 9. There are some levels that you just straight up can't use it on. Divine Relic sucks on Grim Stick because you need very specific weapons for Grim Stick. Divine Relic sucks on Chef Salt Baker because you need very specific weapons to go against Chef Salt Baker, in my opinion. Actually, I haven't tried Chef Salt Baker with Divine Relic, but I can imagine that it's not good. So it's some levels need very specific weapons, and Divine Relic can't always give you those specific weapons, which is why it can't get a perfect 30 out of 30, but is immaculate of a charm. But next is, of course, Miss Chalice. I don't think anyone doubted me on this. The Astro Cookie is the best weapon. It's the best thing in the game, honestly. My use 10 out of 10. You use it, I use it the whole time, all the time. Except I did give it a practicality of 9 because plane levels. Chalice is not good on plane levels. It's unique, and sometimes it can be good. Like I think on Hildeberg, it's not bad, but and Wally, it's probably not that bad. Actually, no, not Wally. Dr. Cal is probably not that bad, but other than those unique situations, I just don't find it being that good on plane levels, which is why I give it a 9. But of course, you see that the effect is a 10 out of 10, which you may say, or it's an 11 out of 10, which you may say, why is it above Divine Relic? Well, because A, there's no downside to it, and it has basically 4 charms that it gives you. First one, a heart, which can be enhanced if you use Super Art 2, best Super Art in the game, which basically is a heart ring. Most of the time, you'll get 2 supers in a game, so you will basically have 6 and sometimes up to 7 lives in the game, which is insane in one boss. And the effects, other than that, is you have you have Smoke Bomb, but only when you're crouching, which is worse than normal Smoke Bomb, but still really good. And it can be used like Smoke Bomb in a lot of occasions. Um, but oh yeah, I actually think the Parry Dash is probably just slightly better than Pea Sugar, or maybe just equal, because I think it's a very good ability. It's a nice, easy parry. And of course, the mobility that is given by double jump is insane. You're so much more mobile. It makes the game so much easier, honestly. The effects is 11 out of 10. And also, the super arts are almost across the board better with Chalice. And yeah, that's why I had to give it a little bit of a boost to make it 30 out of 30. This Chalice is the perfect charm in the game. She's truly the legendary Miss Chalice. But to end this video off, subscribe. Um, will I be making more Cuphead content? Who knows? Uh, if you want me to see me ranking every boss, I could do that eventually. I just will probably have time limits, but overall, that was very good. Goodbye.